Back to the geography class. Today we will study about the major soil groups of India. But before proceeding with it, we must know the objectives of the topic. Major soil groups in India, classification of soil on the basis of varied landforms, relief, climate and vegetation. Four major soil groups in India, that is alluvial soil, black soil, red soil, laterite soil. Their characteristics, color, texture and composition, fertility, suitability to crops and their area states. So children, in this video, you will mainly learn about the four soil groups in India and a detailed study about the alluvial soil, its characteristics, color, texture and composition, fertility, suitability of crop, its area states. But before proceeding with the chapter, we shall learn about certain technical terms used in this chapter. The first term, that is in situ soil. In situ soil is the soil which is found where it is formed. For example, black soil, red soil. Number 2, ex situ soil. Ex situ soil is the soil which is found far away from the place of its origin. For example, alluvial soil. Third is alluvium. Mixture of sand, clay and silt is termed as alluvium. Next important term used in this chapter is young khadar. Young khadar is a newer alluvium. Next we have old Bangar. Old Bangar is an older alluvium. Riverine alluvium. Mixture of sand, clay and silt brought down by the rivers and deposited mainly in the plains, but if it is deposited by the rivers in the deltas, then it is termed as deltaic alluvium. Rabi crops. Rabi crops are the crops that are grown in the winter season like wheat. Next is kharif crops. Kharif crops are the crops that are grown in the summer season like rice. Now open your book on page number 128, Major Soil Groups in India. India is a country of vast dimensions with varied conditions of geology. Now what is this geology? Geology is the physical structure of the earth, relief, that is landforms, climate and vegetation. Therefore, India has a large variety of soil groups distinctly different from each other by way of their origin, that is place of birth, color, texture, that is the size of its soil particles, fertility and chemical composition. Geologically, Indian soils can be broadly divided into two main groups. A. Soils of peninsular India or the South India are those which have been formed by the decomposition. Decomposition means decay of rocks, that is in situ. The soil which is found where it is formed, that is directly from the underlying parent rocks. They are transported and redeposited to a limited extent and are known as sedentary soil or the soils of extra peninsular India, that is northern plains, are formed by the transported or residual alluvium brought down by the rivers from the Himalayas or by the wind. These soils are often referred to as transported soils. Now children, let us study the difference between in situ soil and ex situ soil. In situ soil is the soil that is formed directly from the parent rock, while ex situ soil is the soil that is formed indirectly from the parent rock. It is found in the place of its origin. It is found far away from the place of its origin. It is a residual soil. It is a transported or sedentary soil. The example of in situ soil is black soil and red soil. The example for ex situ soil is alluvial soil. Then let us study the classification of soils. The Indian Council of Agricultural Research, that is ICAR, set up an All India Soil Survey Committee in 1953, which divided Indian soils into the following major groups. They are number 1, alluvial soils, number 2, black soils, number 3, red soils, number 4, laterites or lateritic soils. Now let us study the first group of soil, that is alluvial soil. What is alluvial soil? Alluvial soil is the soil which is formed mainly by the sediments brought down by the rivers. These soils occupy an area of about 15 lakh square kilometer or about 45.6% of total land area of our country. These are most important and they support the maximum share of agricultural products, that is output of the crops, and the bulk of Indian population. Now let us study its origin. Origin means its place of birth. These soils originate, that is arise, from the transported alluvium. Now alluvium means mixture of sand, clay and silt brought down by the rivers. This soil is also called as river soil or the riverine alluvium, as it is formed by the sediments brought down by the rivers. They can be broadly divided into two types: young Khadar soil, old Bangar soil. Now let us study the difference between young Khadar soil and old Bangar soil. Number 1, these are newer alluvium, that is they are recently formed alluvium. These consist of older alluvium, that is they are formed by the old sediments brought down by the rivers. These contains fine sand and clay. These contains kankar. Kankar, that is a nodule of limestone, pebbles, that is small stones, and gravels, that is small rounded stone mixed with sand. They are pale brown in color, they are darker in color and vary from light grey to ash grey. They are found at lower levels near the rivers. They are found 30 meters above the flood level of rivers. Khadar occupies the floodplains of the rivers and is enriched by the fresh silt deposits every year. They represent the riverine alluvium brought down by Satluj, Yamuna, Ghagra and other rivers of the Indo-Gangetic plains, that is the plains formed by river Indus and Ganga. These soils are frequently, that is regularly, inundated, that is flooded, and replenished, that is filled by the floods during the rainy season. Characteristics of alluvial soil. These are transported or ex situ soil, that is it is found far away from the place of its origin. These soils are coarest, that is it is composed of relatively large particles in the upper section of the valley, medium in the middle and finest, that is marrying fewer in the delta region. Now next point is its color, texture and composition. These are mostly light to dark in color depending upon new or old alluvium. They are rich in potash and have humus except in the alluvium of the Ganga deltaic region, which is rich in humus but deficient, that is lacks in phosphorus and nitrogen. Next point is its fertility. Alluvial soils, though differ greatly in texture, that is size of soil particles, are very fertile on the whole. They respond well to irrigation and manuring. They are very good for both Rabi, that is winter crops, and Kharif, that is summer crops. Now let us study suitability to crops. Alluvial soils are suitable for number 1, wheat, number 2, sugarcane, number 3, rice, number 4, cotton, number 5, oil seeds. In the delta region, they are ideal for jute cultivation. Now let us study the areas of alluvial soil through map. The alluvial soils are found in the Satluj plains, that is the plain formed by river Satluj, and Ganga plain, that is formed by the river Ganga, in the states of Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar and West Bengal. And then in Brahmaputra plains, that is Assam plains in Assam. Alluvial soil is also found in the Deccan Plateau or the South India in the western coastal slip and the eastern coastal slip, including the delta of river Mahanadi, deltas of river Godavari and Krishna, deltas of river Kaveri. Now let us proceed to the difference between the alluvial soils of North and South India. The alluvial soils of North India, they are pale brown in color. Alluvial soils of South India or the Deccan coastal slip are non-porous, that is they do not allow the water to seep through it, clayey and dark in color, as rivers of Deccan Plateau flowing through black soils region carry the same to delta. Alluvial soils of North India consist of vast tract of riverine alluvium, that is the mixture of silt and clay brought down by the rivers Satluj, Ganga and Brahmaputra plains. These soils are called as deltaic alluvium. These are suitable for wheat crop. They are most suitable for rice crop. So children, through this video, you have learnt about the major soil groups in India and the first type of soil, that is alluvial soil, its characteristics, color, texture, composition, fertility, suitability for crops and the areas where it is found in India.